When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-616-8010. That's 1-800-616-8010. Again, 1-800-616-8010. Call now.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is Ben Gordon with Power Swabs, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-291-5140. That's 1-800-291-5140.
Did you know that 1 in 4 people in America lives with a mental illness? Do you have the communication skills to help out if one is in a crisis? What if it's your best friend? Maybe your son or daughter? Well, crisis intervention isn't new. The book Crisis Intervention 101 is. It's easy to read, include links to 2 videos, and it's under $10. Get your copy of Crisis Intervention 101 today on Amazon.com, because we all need help in a crisis.
Start training for a new career in as little as 18 days. National EMS Institute's innovative boot camp program will train you for a new career. Learn to respond to emergency situations and become a certified EMT in just 18 days. National EMS Institute guarantees 100% job placement. Visit www.nationaleMSinstitute.com today to learn more about our 18-day boot camp. Or call us at 1-800-497-6732. NationalEMSinstitute.com.
Stuck in a boring, low-paid job? By 2017, there will be a shortage of 2 million cybersecurity jobs worldwide. If you have a technical background but don't have a computer certification, you are being drastically underpaid. In months, you could be qualified for a new job in information technology, making real money with real job security. A new career is just a few clicks away at thecodeoflearning.com.
Is the number to call should you wish to join me here live. And by the way, I do want to talk to folks if they want to talk to me, especially if you're a liberal. Because I know I get this all the time offline, in off show. Do you really take calls, Rod? Yes, I do. Do you really want to talk to anybody, Rod? Yes, I do. Do you really want to talk about anything, Rod? Well, on a Friday, it could be just about anything, but during the week, it's usually about, I'd rather talk about what I'm talking about to get feedback and other people's ideas and things like that. You don't want liberals to call, do you? Yeah, I want everybody to call. And if you're liberal and if you're, willing to put up with me, I'll usually let liberals stay on as long as they want. The problem is that usually, not all the time, but usually, a liberal will just devolve the conversation into name calling, and then they start using bad words and everything, and either I have to disconnect or they slam the phone on me. It's happened on the air before. I don't have a problem with it. If somebody wants to do that, go. Well, don't start using bad language and devolve the conversation into name calling, because that means that you've lost your argument and you have nothing else to say. But I do like to hear. I often hear. I've done interviews on liberal talk shows, for crying out loud. I have called liberal talk shows. So it's not like, if you're talking about old Blog Talk Radio, I mean, I'm probably still banned from a couple of radio shows over there, if they're still broadcasting. But look, I have no problem with good, solid engagement and debate. The problem is what usually happens when let me put it this way. It is rare for me to talk to a liberal and debate facts and logic. Now, obviously, I don't think liberals are very logical. And most of them have no facts. But on rare occasion, there is that one liberal that I talk to that gives me a call. And they're trying to use some facts. Now, and they're trying to base their own, what they believe to be logic, on those facts. Now, unfortunately, what usually happens with them is that they don't have all the facts. They have some, or they leave out some details of the facts. And thus their logic is a little twisted. But at least that they're willing to stay in there and have that kind of conversation in that forum. And they don't devolve into calling me names, and they don't devolve into start shouting bad words, and they don't slam the phone on me. And usually, with them, however, the conversation usually ends friendly. And we usually have to end up parting ways by saying, well, we'll just have to agree to disagree. But sometimes I know that a liberal who takes that tact of being logical, trying to be logical, by the time they hang up, you can hear it in their voice, they're thinking. And that's all I care about, is I just care about getting people to actually think. Not emote, not work on their feelings, not try to have develop policy based on feelings, but to use logic and fact. In other words, think with their brains. That's all I want people to do. Because I know that the goal of this program is just to not to get everybody in the country or the world to agree with me. I know some other hosts have said that they just want everybody to agree with them. That's not my goal. My goal is to just get everybody to think logically, because every single person is capable. Well, even those who are mentally deluded can be taught and helped to think logically. Because if you think about things on a historical, factual, logical basis, we will agree on the macro. I don't have to work on you on the macro. So I'm not working on you on the macro. I'm not working to convince anybody to think like me. I'm just trying to get people to actually think. And there seems to be less and less of thinking going on lately, especially if you look down there in Washington, D.C., and that's on both sides of the political aisle, by the way. I don't know. It's maybe there's something in the water in D.C., because there's a lot of people that sound, when they're out in their districts and everything, and they're talking to people and trying to get elected and making these promises and saying, yeah, I'm a conservative and I'm a Tea Party member. And all of a sudden they get into D.C. and we wonder, where the hell did that person go? I think there's something in the water. We got all these conspiracy theorists running around talking about how, the spraying in the air. What is that? There's a specific, now my brain can't even think of it at the moment. It's stuck in there. See, I got so much stuff locked up in my head that sometimes it's hard to go and find it. So it's like having, 50 million file cabinets, and you have to know where to go. But, the ones that talk about the airplanes, chemtrails, that's it. Maybe they're not because it seems like the American people are getting more and more conservative. They're moving more and more to the right. Well, if this whole notion what chemtrail theorists or conspiracy theorists believe is that we're all just, supposed to be, end up becoming mind-numbed robots that believe in the liberal mantra and socialism and communism and one world government, all that kind of stuff. Well, they must have stopped spraying the rest of the country, and they just have been concentrating on Washington, D.C., because we get a lot of these what we thought were Tea Party candidates and conservative candidates, they get down in D.C. and all of a sudden they pour out the tea and they start drinking the Kool-Aid. So they must be concentrating the chemtrails around D.C. That's all. That's the only thing that can, from a conspiracy theorist point of view, that's the only thing that can explain what's happening right now. Really. And I know some people are saying, is he serious? Is he being really... just think about this. Is he being really serious? Or is he just trying to be funny, facetious? I'm only being half facetious with that, really. But there's something going on. When these people get there, something happens to a lot of them. Now, I'm sure it's the long-standing, long-serving... good old boys and good old girls that see the new blood come in, and the first thing they do is walk over to them and put their arms around their shoulder and say, "Hey, glad you're here, boy. Let me tell you how things work down here. You want anything done back in your own home state, in your own district, you're going to have to learn how to toe the line. Am I making myself clear to you, boy?" You know that's happening. Well, we've had some congressmen get out of after only one or two terms and say, yeah, that's what happened to me. They tried to pull that crap on me and I couldn't get anything done, so I'm going to let somebody else go. We've heard people that have only served one or two times and retired that tell us this kind of stuff. That's why Washington is broken. It's these ultra long serving people down there that it's only a formality for re-election. And it doesn't mean that they can't be ousted, because obviously long-term and long-standing incumbents have been booted before. But it's very difficult, very hard, and not the norm. So they have this network down there, this good old boy and good old girl network. And in order for you to get anything done, especially if you're a noob, you've got to play along. And so they come to your office and they meet you out in the hallways and they invite you to parties, and then they just put their arms around you and they take that little spray bottle of chemtrail chemical and spray it in your face and say, "You going to play along or we going to have some problems?" That's the way it works in D.C., which is why I would never want to be there. I would never run for... At this point in my life, I cannot see myself ever running for a congressman, a senator, or the presidency of the United States, because that's what you have to do in order to get anything done down there. And if you got to sell your soul almost, and I'm not selling my soul to anybody. My soul has already been bought and paid for by Christ and God Almighty, and nobody else can outbid them. So I would never make it down there. I would be incompetent down there because I wouldn't be able to get anything done. So I don't foresee myself ever running for political office down there, and for that type of political office. Maybe someday it'll be a local office. I didn't even particularly like being in the PTO. So I don't really see myself running for anything in the state of New Hampshire either. Although honestly, if I did, I honestly think that my position would be as governor. And I would, in New Hampshire, you only